Nonetheless, getting the right click onto Wave out, and now the battling of the sledges. Now the steel's starting to come in. Is there anyone to interrupt? Totally possible. It's totally possible that someone has clipped something in this band of pugs.
Well,
we haven't seen
I did unfortunately say that it had to be on stream, so unfortunately, unfortunately, we got to capture it with our own eyes for it to be eligible. But hey, you know what? Maybe next week.
Wait, I missed what DD said. How are we gonna play the match without knowing what DD said?
I don't know, but Boundless rocking a new color, and that's gonna. Yeah. I'm curious to see how much of a loop this throws me for.
I don't think it will. I don't know. Maybe. Possible. I've noticed no one's actually used that. You can do that. You can just change colors.
You can just do that.
You can't just change colors.
Yeah, real quick, I looked over at the side, by the way. We've gotten some new followers. So while we get underway here on Fortune Stadium for one of our last matches of the evening, shout out ITR, shout out Bread, shout out Abstract, shout out RM. Turnips redeemed a bunch of hydrates. Trust me, brother, I've been pounding water when I can. Thank you guys all for the follows. If you're not already, make sure you're following us. We do a lot here within the finals, and while you're at it, if you enjoy us, you think we're goofy, spunky, cool, and all that, we also stream on our own, so drop a follow as well. We're all in the shared chat here. Meanwhile, let's get underway here as Wayfowl and Fauster are going to go ahead and get control of vault number 1 here on the side. The Boundless looking to make their approach on to cash out B. Meanwhile, Wayfow's just in the live wires in hot pursuit. That's a double heavy winch. I'm going to assume there's a sledge on Sunday Lycan, surely. Kinetic also on this roster of the live wires, who has been frying all night. I got to say, that is a name that has stuck with me all evening. They are still on that M11. I have the feeling they're not going to stop yet. And yes, they're going to go ahead and rain in a bunch of damage there. Lousy, though, going to go ahead and get back healthy, probably out of the H+ on the side of Wayfowl. Kinetic looking to find another one. He's not going to let Lousy go for free, though. That is going to turn him into a pile of coins with that M11 as Kinetic continues to try to put in some damage here onto the Boundless. He now has Wayfowster in his sights, but he is closing the gap onto that sledgehammer. Gotta be careful there, fella. You are a light after all. The lockbolt does connect. It's going to keep him at bay. He's now stuck in the air like a pinata. Can he find more value? It's going to be Wade Faustus actually is going to find the cleanup onto Wade Fauster. Kinetic now freed from the shackles of the lockbolt. Going to rain in some damage, but Wade Faustus is going to clean that one up as well. Lousy, last one remaining, looking to get the refrag onto Kinetic with that R357 revolver. If he's going to do something flashy, it's probably going to be with this gun, but the steal attempt now coming out of Wade Faustus here, Cody, and the live wires have taken control of Cash Out B.
Yeah, the Livewires did a great job at driving the Boundless out, really keeping them away from the box, picking them down slowly, and getting a pretty free steal here. But now the Boundless are angry and invested. The Lockbolt coming in from Livewires, keeping them held down, something that the Livewires continue to do to the Boundless. Now trying to get that back at them. The Lockbolt coming in from the other side as well. Another one, just everyone's getting held down by these Lockbolts. I don't know how many they have. Wayfowster trying to get up and involved and getting them off this height point, but getting pressured down below as well. Sunday Lycan really pressuring Wayfowl here. Now back and forth, these two teams are trying to get any sort of positioning. The winch coming in, Wayfowster battling, able to come out on top against Wayfaustus, using the blueberry to get his health back up. Wayfowl incredibly low here, battling it out against Kinetic. Down goes Sunday Lycan. Lazarus able to get a great pick, and now the steal. Boundless trying to get it back. It's only Kinetic able to stop it, but he comes in at the right time, able to completely shut down the Boundless's push here, and they are able to keep the box. What an insane play, Sam.
Yeah, Kinetic has just been an absolute superstar this match. I mean, they've kind of been showing up all evening so far, but they do come in just at the right time to get this pick on away Fauster, and that's going to add 8,000 to the purse of the live wires, Cody.
Now, taking a look at the scoreboard, though, right? The big splash at 13K. 2K above the live wires. Even with that attempt at getting the box, and they were able to get it, they're still below the big splash. Now the Boundless trying to keep that momentum that they were trying to have. Going against the Kingfish here. Curious to see what happens, Sam.
Yeah, Boundless looking to make their approach onto the Kingfish, who are actually not playing near the ball. This is a classic play now out of Wayfauster. Go ahead and drop that box with the sledge. Get it away from any gateway that the Kingfish may have. But Tom Toast actually going to punish Wayfoul. It's going to be the sword. Going to go ahead and put in the damage there. As Lousy is going to find the refrag onto Tom Toast to even things out here. Rez out of Wayfauster coming in onto Wayfoul. The Dojo almost a full strength here. They're not the full stack, unfortunately, in this match. But Wayfauster going to find the pick onto Breadhigh. Chewy, last one remaining on the side of the Kingfish with that M11 looking to make something happen. But no, he's going to be met to the face by the sledgehammer of Wayfauster, Cody.
And the Kingfish really struggling to find a footing against the Boundless. I mean, even though that team wasn't able to get the steal earlier, the Boundless have continued to show that they are a force of nature, right? I mean, they just come in and completely disrupt whatever is going on. That sledge is really, really hard to deal with, but the Livewires are kind of the antithesis to this team. So curious to see if they do try to get involved. Looks like the Kingfish want to run it back, though.
Yep, Kingfish looking to get some revenge here on the Boundless. Either team would be in a pretty good spot, but they do need to keep their eyes on the Livewires, who are currently securing another cash out. This would give them quite a good lead. Definitely not one that's not surpassable, though. Tom Toast, this is great positioning out of him. He's trying to find some info onto the Boundless. If he could find it and then find a right click or two, this could really equalize the fight into their favor. Tom Toast now looking to make his approach. Going to find Wayfoul there. Unfortunately, the right click not going to connect. He's now going to kite for his life, but Wayfoul, his right click is going to connect. That's going to take out Tom Toast to put the Kingfish down a man as Breadhigh now coming in with that charge and slam. Unfortunately, going to get punched by Lousy. It's just Chewy remaining on the side of the Kingfish again, who does use that dash to try to get away, but Cody, look above. The big splash starting to get involved here as Bubbles starts to ring in some damage. Lousy, though, going to turn around and get the frag onto him. Now there's two alive on the side of the big splash. Chewy did make it out with his life for the Kingfish. This means the coin is possible out of the Kingfish here. Cash out now being secured for the Livewires. Their lead has been extended, but all three teams going to continue to stay in the mix here. Aquavex going to get the res onto Bubbles as the big splash look to make their approach onto the Boundless. Oh, no. But look over there, Cody. The Kingfish trying to make their approach. Unfortunately, he gets gooed in as Bubbles is going to get killed by Wayfauster. Navy Street also going to get picked up by Wayfoul. Aquavex getting cleaned up by Wayfauster again, who continues to just wreck mayhem with that sledgehammer. Breadhigh now looking to find an opportunity here for an opening to maybe get a steal attempt, but time is pretty much gone, and it is cash out going to the Boundless. Only 2K behind the Livewires. Now this is all about exit frags. Who can get out with a little bit of bonus money here? Breadhigh gonna go ahead and pop the charge and slam. Chewy gonna find a pick onto Wayfauster as Breadhigh continues to lay in with that Lewis gun. The sword for Wayfoul trying to close the distance to find a pick. Does hit quite a few people. Lands onto Chewy and Tom Toast, but it's gonna be Breadhigh with that Lewis gun taking out Wayfoul.
Man, what a battle that just almost seemed to never end. And now we're getting into another one. The big splash coming in hot onto the Livewires, who seemingly kind of made it out for free on the last box here. 30K, still above the rest of the lobby. And if they keep this one, they're going to be cemented as the winners of this match, Sam. Now, Navy Street starting to get involved, trying to get some damage. Wayfauster using that sledge to tear apart the arena and make sort of a barricade away from the big splash. Aquavex able to get a pick with the Chimera onto Kinetic. And now they are down. The Livewires, only two holding out. They need to make sure the res doesn't come in, and they need to make sure that steal doesn't come in on the side of the big splash. They're starting to get it through. No one's able to interrupt it. This is perfect. Perfect timing for the big splash. They're Boundless going for the double potentially, or maybe they're just running away and wanting to split it. Could be a good idea here. The Livewires have enough money where they don't really have to care too much about this cash box. Maybe it was just a means to the end, Sam, and they want to go for the next one.
Well, hang on, Cody. This is TFC Pug Night after all, and you do have to come in first to book a win. So the Livewires do actually need a box here because this is going to put the big splash at 35K. There is no way that they fight their way out of this. They got to take advantage of an objective here. We're going to jump aboard now with Wayfaustus here, who is unfortunately down two teammates. That's Sunday Lycan and Kinetic, who got picked earlier. Wayfaustus starting to make the approach on to vault number 6, but it looks like he is going to be contested by the Boundless. He is on the heavy. He is not going to be moving very fast. He is aggressive grass-fed boy after all, Cody. But he is going to probably get the plug here onto B.
To split, that's all he needs. This is everything the live wires need. Even if they can't keep control of this cash box, they have a lot of time to come back and get it later. The Boundless have completely taken the live wires out of the mix here until they're able to coin in. TomToes getting a pick onto the kinetic, taking out the live wires entirely. Unfortunately, getting that white timer is going to keep them out a lot longer than they're probably hoping for, as they're getting a great pick on TomToes here. Man, what a play. And they need to be quick to steal here, because every team is going to get involved and try to stop them. It looks like the Kingfish are doing exactly that. Way foul, getting a pick on the Bread High. It's just Chewy. Not sure where they are, but the Boundless should have this. And the Big Splash coming in at the right time, but not right enough, because the Boundless are able to get a steal here, and now they have control of this box, and they have a chance to win this match. The steal starting to come in from the Big Splash. The hover pad blocking the shots. What an insane play. This is perfect, but it's still not enough. The Boundless still have control of this cash box, starting to get some damage onto Chewy. It's the only one holding it out for the Kingfish. Lazovic getting picked by Aquavex, the only one from the Big Splash. There's two. The steal starting to come in from the live wires. They need to be quick here. 20 seconds on the clock, Sam. They need to be fast. Now the H+ getting way fastest up to full health. Interrupts, nonetheless, getting the right click onto way foul. And now the battling of the sledges. Now the steal starting to come in. Is there anyone to interrupt? There's only 8 seconds and no one's here. They're going to take this in the live wires, winning this match in an absolute blowout.
There's so much that just happened right there at the end, Cody. One of them being that the hover pad of all things. I mean, I even clipped it because I was like, I never thought I would even mention this gadget. I didn't think it would serve a purpose, but look, it almost came in favor of the Big Splash. Unfortunately, though, that steal did get interrupted, and the Boundless, I mean, just absolutely cooked for that last cash out and are able to take it home. I gotta say it, Cody. Way Faustest going absolutely huge there. I gotta say that my vote maybe has changed for our flashiest play of the night.
I want to know who placed that hover pad. I need to know who placed that hover pad, because that was some insane tech. But yeah, like you said, the live wires doing a great job, and Way Faustus, I mean, it's kind of crazy that this team came out on top. I mean, we saw Sunday Lycan kind of struggling to find a footing here, under 1k damage, getting some assists there. Man, Way Faustus and Kinetic really being the MVPs of this team to take it home and get that win. The Big Splash also kind of struggling to find a footing compared to a team like the Boundless, really just getting in there, getting a lot of kills, a lot of assists, a lot of damage. And what an interesting match altogether. I really can't say anymore, but I think we can